y'all, I'm Maluka, a 3D pen creator, and today I'll be making Coraline. This was supposed to be a Halloween video, but better late than ever. We start with a perfectly accurate template made by me, then began making the frame. Coraline is one of my favorite movies and began my love for stop motion as a kid. I remember watching other videos picking apart the small details to make a conspiracy theory. Once the frame is done, I cut all the parts in half to begin making it 3D. The next step is adding all the parts onto the main frame. To build the frame up, you add a series of lines. I usually have a YouTube video going on in the background for this tedious task. For the legs, I went with a wrapping motion because I was lazy and this is quicker than building a whole mini frame. This Coraline project is the first time I made a person with a 3D pen with a complete face. I did make Spider-Man and it turned out pretty well. The techniques I learned helped me here, but I still have a lot to improve on. I struggled with the face and the body and also the poles. You'll see this later on, but I just accepted this is the best I can do right now and moved on. Then, the next time I make a person, I have all the knowledge that I learned from making this Coraline, and to be honest, this Coraline looks way better than the Spider-Man I made. Back to Coraline, I'll be adding her hoodie on, and if you're wondering where her bag is, I completely forgot about it, even though I was looking at reference photos. I honestly think it's a talent being as forgetful as I am, even when it's right in my face. I filled in the face pretty much the exact same way, except I started to build up the shape of Coraline's face as I went along with the filament. Like making sure her eyes are kind of sunken into her face. To smooth out all the filament, I'll be using a soldering tool with this leaf tip, and this is by far my favorite. I poked some holes for the eyes and cut the head into two so I can make the eyes and position them in the correct place. I somehow didn't film me using this hot tip to make all these perfect holes, so here's the smoke. Wear a mask and open a window if you do any 3D pen projects. The eyes are just circles I smoothed out, and to make them round, I just poked them into the head. Also, used a thin piece of filament, flattened it, and used that for the eyelids. Then it was time to put the head back together. I felt that Coraline's face was just a little bit flat and looked weird, so I added some filament around the cheeks. Next up are the ears, which were made and smoothed out on the face. Now, the hair. I used some tape so the filament wouldn't stick and was easily removable, but I kind of messed it up. I made the hair completely fine, but Coraline's ears made it impossible to be able to remove the hair and put it back on like I wanted. It took me a while to realize this when I was making the hair because I zoned out completely when it's time to fill in anything, but when I was smoothing out, I went, I don't know if I can just take off the hair and put it back on again, so I thought of magnets. The only problem is I decided to cut the hair short ways instead of long ways, so we're skipping this part. I was still confused about what pose I wanted, so I figured a safe bet was Coraline leaning back. The legs needed to be separated so I can smooth out the inside. My smoothing techniques only continue to improve, but not as fast or as good as my painting skills, unfortunately. This was when I decided I actually hated that pole, so I went with the current one you see in the thumbnail. The legs also didn't have a crotch part at all because I suck at anatomy, so I made one. I actually saw something was off, sent it to my friend, and she told me, but I'm the one that fixed it, so I get the credit. Followed by the torso, the arms also got bent into place. For the hair, I made it back into one piece and made the ears separate like I should have done in the beginning. No clue why I did that. I played around with the pose off camera and ended up with this. Not bad. It was time to add the final details, minus the bag, of course, the boots. These got smoothed out and blended to the existing shoe, and I even added the line. The raincoat was missing something, so I decided to go back and add some wrinkles to the raincoat and to the pants. Then it was time for the hands, which I wasn't worried about at all. I figured it's just very thin and long ovals, and I can definitely make that, not to mention these hands don't have to be super detailed at all. I wanted to add a little bit more to this Coraline figure, so I decided to make her holding a stick, so it's time to make that. Then we go back to the hair for the final time because I didn't like the way that it looked, and I figured making lines would make it look better, and I was completely right. It looks nice. It takes me a really long time to make these figures, so I decided to add some paper crafts to the channel, still made with a 3D pen, but I'll be able to post a little bit more often. Back to Coraline once again, I took the legs and arms apart to smooth, so I'll be taking them apart again to sand. Where's the hairpin? I did not forget the hairpin. I had to make it last or I would lose it and end up making it twice. There's a black hole somewhere in my floor, and the second I drop it, it's not coming back. Cleaning up all this plastic dust is no joke. My children will be born with microplastics pre-installed. I put everything back together and sanded again, and now it's time to paint. I hate yellow. I do have a primer that I apply on everything, but I don't think it's very good, so I'm currently on the lookout for a good primer. If you know one, let me know. I bought a skin tone paint just for this, and it went on in a few coats. Pretty good. This stick got painted nutmeg brown. That is the only brown I currently have. The eyes got painted white. Who's surprised? The pupils got painted brown, the same nutmeg brown, because it's the only brown I had. After I added the eyebrows, I added the black pupil, then her black freckles. The mouth turned out absolutely horrible, and I fixed it many times, so moving on. I used a part of a sponge to add some blush to her face. The jeans got painted the same color blue as her hair, but just lighter. When I sprayed everything with the matte clear coat, it messed up some of the colors, but I think it made the skin color look a little bit better, so a win is a win. The first assembly step is to put her hair on her head, which is connected with a magnet. Then I super glued her neck into the raincoat. I also used super glue to attach the ears to the head, the hair clip to her head, the stick to the hands, the leg to the torso, and my version of Coraline is complete. I don't think it looks completely accurate, but I am very happy with how it turned out. 7 out of 10.